Hello everyone and welcome to the show. We are joined by Miss Sona Talwar. She is a female founder of elePLACE Relocation, a brand making simple and smartest relocation. Hello Miss Sona, it is great catching up with you and thank you for your time. So yeah, we can...
Bhagishri, pleasure's all mine. It's always fun to talk to you and also the entire team that's across here. So thank you. Pleasure's all mine.
Okay.
Thanks.
So let's start our podcast and I think I'm dying to know what inspired you to start elePLACE Relocation.
So Bhagishri, I come with an evolved experience in sales and business process, running call centers, also heading technology. And with this entire vast experience and my previous organizations that I worked, relocation being a very unorganized sector, I could see that it's going to give me immense opportunity to showcase my entire talent, which I've acquired over the last few years of service in all of these fields. And it was a natural transition into believing that this was the industry that I wanted to pick and transform. And that's how elePLACE came into being.
Okay. Also, it is a male-dominant space, with long hours, tough operation, field-heavy challenges. As a woman leader, how do you, manage your journey?
So yes, of course, Bhagishri, relocations is absolutely unorganized, male-dominated. Logistics comes with a very predominant influence of a man. And I've had crazy times, I've had tough times. But somewhere, I think the entire ecosystem, I felt, got together to help me, as a woman. Whether you call them the police wings, whether you call, the entire social wing, everyone has gotten together to make it a little comfortable for me. I've had times where, managing at times the blue-collared drivers, loaders has not been easy. Drinking is a major problem in our country today. How do you deal with that? How do you ensure that your team is not addicted to these kind of vices? So all of these have always kept me on my toes. It wasn't ever easy. But yes, I sailed through and here I am, running almost 40 families that get paid out of and salaries from elePLACE.
Okay. So this is how you have been doing.
Yes.
So Sona, my next question is what makes elePLACE unique in such a competitive market?
So if you see relocations in India, it's very unorganized. Everything is manual. There's not much of tracking that one can do today. Now that's where the differentiation elePLACE is creating. We adopting a lot of technology in terms of doing pre-moves, inspections, site inspections with customers. We've built apps that are going to cover the entire inventory. We have AI generated tools, that would capture everything that's in your living room or your bedroom or the other rooms, and that would convert visual into text, and the entire inventory gets captured. Whatever is there in real time is captured. So these are the kind of technology that we are adopting at elePLACE so that we can bring in this differentiation. And I think this is one of our major USPs, the technology that we are adapting. All our quotations are through the e-form. We have no manual way of writing any inventory or sending any quotation. So everything goes through the app. All communications are through a single form. We insist on email communication, while that is not very prevalent in our country even today. But these are the kind of ways that we are trying to be very different, with the use of technology in the entire process, the entire life cycle of relocation. From inspection, from picking up the move to executing to closing the entire move. Also, our app goes 2 steps ahead in terms of once the teams land at the move, we've done the inspection through the app. When we also land at the day of the move, in case if there's anything extra, because in this industry, there is always this differentiation between what is committed and on the day of the move, what actually happens. So on the day of the move, if there's anything extra, even our app captures that extra, and then we throw up results like actual versus the delta change. Because in India, the delta change is never accepted that easily. So that's the differentiation that elePLACE is bringing into this
So it
industry.
is almost automated.
It's almost automated.
Okay.
Absolutely. Yes.
So what are your major challenges and how do you keep yourself so motivated all the time?
So, Bhagyashi, I mentioned about the app that we're building to kind of overlook all the problems. The biggest challenge this industry has, and the reason why we decided to go the digital way, was the difference in inventory. There is this delta change, and the customers are so hesitant to either even talk about their actual inventory, talk about paying extra. So these come out as the biggest challenges this industry has. There is a lot of hiding of inventory which happens. There is resistance to pay for all your extra inventory. There's resistance to pay for any change. Customers say there is lift available, but when the teams actually go, there is no lift. Okay. Customers do not disclose all the inventory, and when the team goes in, they realize that there's a lot of inventory that is there. Now, what happens there are times we do 2 moves in a day. So we go by an inventory of a customer, and we do a little bit of a calculation in terms of time that would be taken for the first move, and then decide to give time to the second customer. In a day we try to do 2 moves. We have 2 small moves. And we land up at the first customer, realize that what he has actually committed in terms of inventory, there is much more inventory than that. So that puts us in a fix, because your entire schedule goes for a toss. You cannot make it to the second customer's place, and he starts thinking that you're a jerk. People use words like fraud, cheater. These are the kind of words. In India, there is so much of freedom of speech that it is more misused than used. And they start calling you fraud, they start calling you cheater, So these are the biggest challenges that we face. Because of one customer, the second customer goes through the brunt, the entire brunt. It's not easy, Bhagyashree, to hear that you're a fraud, you're a cheater, especially when you pay your GST well, when you file your returns properly, when you're kind of, trying to do all of those things. Customers refuse to pay GST on these moves, and they ask you to evade GST for them, So when you are trying to be so correct for the entire nation and for your, the entire political system as well, when you hear words like fraud and cheater, of course, they hurt you. But, I'm concentrating on the bigger picture, ultimately. What's my final goal? Where do I want to see this organization? And that keeps me motivated. There have been times, Bhagyashree, I've gone to my car. Sometimes, you have problems like the driver is drunk. You pull him up, you put a penalty on him, and he disappears with your vehicle to blackmail you. Okay. I've gone through those kind of scenarios as well. And I have to then use either the carrot or the stick theory to recover my assets, or to tame down the animal, So when you go through all of those things, you realize that, oh gosh, is this really, what you wanted to see? And is this the change you want to be? But then you keep yourself motivated. I shout aloud, in the privacy of my vehicle, and sometimes throw those tears of my eyes. Just because I throw tears of my eyes doesn't make me weak in any way. But yeah, those are the ways you deal with it. Put a smile back. After 3 minutes, you put a smile back and say, it's okay. You got to find a damn solution and, get going with life. So
this is how it is unorganized.
It's really unorganized, so unorganized, because this industry is heavily dependent on people, and your main product I'm not a technology company.
Right.
I'm a relocations company. And the person who is actually delivering this relocation is a human. So either you keep the human in control, and you can't keep human in control. You know, no two people will like to be controlled. The more you try to be a control freak, you're getting into more problems. So the only way to handle them is through tactics. And the tactics can be carrot or stick. Either you have processes, you have KRAs, you have KPIs, or you have emotions. And sometimes I think being a woman leader, while that has helped me. You know, for them to abuse me is not easy. We never cross our line as well with them. You know, there's a lot of ARP that we use with them. So that all helps me. So while there is a roadblock, there is a challenge, but also being a woman has also helped me. So that's how it is.
So this is how it goes.
Sure. Yeah.
So looking ahead, where elePLACE is going to be in 2013, I'm sure everybody wants to know this.
So Bhagyashree, we've got one more product, one more business unit which we've launched by the name Pineapple. Pineapple largely is into warehousing. We are opening large warehouses across India.
Okay.
Right now we've opened in the large metro cities, you know, the main metro cities. And these warehouses will cater to storage of household items. Also, Pineapple is going to cater to an entire new way of working. So we've released an app by the name Pineapple by LE.
Okay.
Now, what this app is going to do is we're going to be onboarding a lot of partners from the relocation space onto our app. Like I said, this is an unorganized sector. Today in India, you have almost 2 lakh people serving the relocation space in this country. So our intent is, our endeavor is that we are going to be onboarding these 2 lakh partners on this app.
Okay.
We will also be inviting customers across India to be a part of this app and create a marketplace where you can get on this app. You can, you know, put your requirement on the app. You know, you want to shift from wherever, there's your inventory, you push it on the app. And you can choose your service provider through our app.
Okay.
So what this does is it will throw your requirement to entire range of these service providers who would be there on your app. And they would have the freedom to bid for your requirement,
Okay.
you know, to the
you can
requirement
choose
of the customer. And then the customer can choose their service provider based on rating, based on price, based on various parameters. So that's going to be the game changer for elePLACE. And this is something that we plan to release by the coming January and take this space ahead through the technology way.
Okay. It seems to be a very unique idea.
Yes, of course, because this is going to bring a lot of discipline to this industry. So this industry, like I said, is unorganized. There is no set way of behaving. There are times, you know, the partners will disappear with your inventory. So here what happens is there's a lot of vigilance that we would put in on these partners. So to be a partner with Pineapple by LE, you need to meet a certain requirements and then, you know, go ahead being a partner with us. There's going to be a little bit of discipline in terms of your GST numbers. We would have done a lot of verification of your shops and establishment. So those kind of basics would have been checked before we onboard you as a partner.
Okay.
So customers can have that faith in Pineapple by LE that they would have done those due diligence and kind of bring a lot of, tame down this entire logistics space.
Okay. So Sona, was there even a time that you think of, you know, giving up, and how do you pull yourself back?
So, Bhagyashree, I'm a human, and especially, you know, the starting days when I used to go through a lot of unexpected situations. it used to bring me down. It's a tough industry. You can have all kinds of blue-collared labor issues, drinking issues, people disappearing with customer items, inventory. I need to chase a lot of people around. So I've had all those kind of problems. Customers would not pay you. People owed us money. There were a lot of times we worked with certain partners for a very long time who turned out to be not the correct choice over a period of time. When they see that you're kind of dependent on them, the entire body language changes. So yes, of course, they used those situations used to bring me down. And I used to wonder, am I stuck at this wrong place? But for me, I was very, very clear that once I'm 40, I need to give back to the world, an experience of being a woman. This industry, being a woman, people would think, like you asked me some time back, being a woman, how easy or difficult it is. While I say that being a woman is difficult, being a woman is also a blessing. I had the entire, you hear things like, the world works towards making it happen for you. And that used to happen for me. The world used to work towards making it happen. I used to get stuck with situations, and whenever I've called any of these disciplinary, organizations like the police, they all worked towards being realistic and helping elePLACE. So at times, yes, of course, I felt low, but when I saw everyone working towards making it happen, I believe that everything happens for a reason. And maybe there is a reason why this is happening. And just because I'm able to pull out of a tough situation means that nothing is impossible. So no point giving up. And tough situations will be there, tough times will be there. It doesn't mean that you get scared and you run away. It just means that you need to think a little more differently. It just means that you need to have a new solution. It just means that now is the time that you implement something else. So tough times were there, but we took tougher decisions, and we got out of it and kept motivating ourselves.
So anytime when you look back, what moment you feel the proudest as a leader?
We are a bootstrapped organization, and we run 60 families, Bhagyashree. And from the day of inception, I haven't missed a single salary cycle. All our employees have always got paid on time. And this is a very important factor in today's era, with so many large organizations evading salaries, not paying employees on time, not paying your partners on time, your vendors on time, your affiliates on time. elePLACE has never broken on those promises, has never faltered, never fallen down on those promises. Also, for me, the biggest joy is, you mentioned 2-3 things. You mentioned it being a male-dominated industry. You mentioned being a tough industry. Most of my important positions are headed by women in this organization. My marketing is headed by a woman. My dealer network is headed by a woman. My sales is being led by an entire team of women. My sales is being led by an entire team of women.
Nice.
I've had a lot of women who've come with fear of even speaking. And today they manage customers, they manage partners, they hire dealers, they hire partners across the era, the entire bandwidth of this entire logistics industry. They run delivery of items to customers. So for me, this is, I think, the biggest achievement. Being a woman leader, I've created so many more women leaders in their own space. And a lot of these basic, the way you say, very, very common girls who came from these very common households are now leading their own wings and running the entire show. And I think that is my biggest achievement as a leader.
Okay. Thank you so much for sharing such an inspiring journey. I got to know a lot about relocation industry, how challenging it is and how seamlessly you're dealing with it. So guys, if you really like the podcast, do like, share, comment and subscribe to our channel.